On Saturday, October 5th, your childhood dream becomes a reality. A one-of-a-kind event for a one-of-a-kind town. A half-mile course with a 10-story decline from the top of North Street to the base at the American Legion, with 2 close-quarter blind turns that will put your cart on its rails.
The definition of Xderby is a gravity-intended race of driver skill. You go down a hill, the carts are all the same. The only thing that makes the difference is the driver's skill level, period. Because the cart is not powered, it's not configured, it's not upgraded, it's all the same. It's driver skill. Okay, my name is Bobby Kaminsky. I'm co-founder of Xderby. How did Xderby come about? Well, Xderby came about was by a casual meeting of a colleague named David Gale and I and JC Hirt talking about how great it'd be to go down the Rutland Hill on a soapbox cart. So after the first couple of times we drove down the hill from North Street to the American Legion with no brakes on the car, we realized that we had something that inspired all of us to put this amazing race together.
40 miles an hour!
My name's David Gale, and I'm one of the founders of Xderby. Coming up with the course was really easy. As you look at Rutland Hill, it paints itself. Of course, we had all kinds of crazy ideas. Let's put in jumps, let's go off-road. But, it was simple just to make it go right down the hill.
You knew that once you came down that hill, you had to slow down because you couldn't go through those turns at the rate of speed that you were coming down from the hill. You had to brake. For the logistics side of it, it was pretty intense. We had to get multiple permissions from the city of Marseilles, LaSalle County, IDOT, and the state in order to close that state route down.
So it's very complex getting all of this coordinated. Without the help of our event coordinator, Charisse Bion, I don't think this would have happened. She was just a magician, making everything meld together perfectly. About 3.5 weeks before the race event, we ran some trials, and we were really fairly nervous.
The first run wasn't a success because Don Modine, prior to getting the cart set up, pushed down on the brakes, and the actual brakes locked up on the vehicle. So as Les from Concept Haulers was ready to let this Don go down the hill, I was at the bottom of the hill anticipating, Don coming down, and a minute and a half went by and there was a problem. Don was stuck in the middle of the hill because the actual brake pads were caught on the disc brakes that these carts have from Concept Haulers.
So how are you feeling this time? No brake lockups? You're good?
We're flying.
So then we got the cart situated back up to the top of the hill, and then Don Modine took his first run.
So how fast do you think you were going?
34, maybe 35.
Yeah.
We have the radar gun up there, so we'll get the official time. We ran about a minute down the hill. So it took about a minute and 20 seconds, and I had a radar gun at the last turn. I clocked him going around 23 miles an hour around the last turn. As Don pulled into the American Legion parking lot, he got off the cart, and he was just ecstatic.
People are going to be hitting the hooks all the way down.
And they did a couple more adjustments to the brake to make sure the brakes weren't sticking as they're going down the hill. Kevin O'Kelly was our next driver, which Kevin O'Kelly grew up in Marseilles, who owns a company called Zoomy Boy Fabrication, who's building the prototype Xderby carts that we're going to have in place by next year.
No, we're just starting them up at the line here. We just don't want to hit the brakes again until it gets to the bottom right now.
So Kevin was really ecstatic about going down the hill, so we gave him a shot. Well, the thing that Kevin didn't know is because we loosened the brakes so much, he really had no brakes going down the hill. So Kevin, of course, as an experienced race car driver, had a full fire suit that he had in his vehicle that he could wear. He put on his helmet that had a fire suit, fire helmet cap. So he's going down this hill with his drag strip helmet. As he gets down to the bottom of the American Legion, as you see in the video that we have here today, you see him pumping the brakes. Well, he really had no brakes going down the hill. So as you see, Kevin went around the turn and went up Glen Avenue to actually slow the vehicle down. We're very lucky Kevin has some experience with dragsters, because I think if that was me, I'd be on Main Street.
I got down to the end here and there was absolutely no brakes at all, so I had to hook a sharp corner here and actually ended up right behind that silver car. So, yeah, it was all good. I'm up for it again if they want to.
Guys that did the test were grinning from ear to ear. We knew we had something good in our hands. We just couldn't wait for the race day to come.
So how I felt going into the event, I was very nervous because there's a lot of things that need to be put together for an event like this. Of course, participants, safety is my number one concern, and then the weather. You know, that day we had 80% chance of rain. So police chief of Marseilles was hoping that we could have the event, but he was very skeptical about the rain.
I think the rain falling impacted emotionally on the race more than it did physically. We continued to run racers down while it was a little more than sprinkling, and it had some small effect at the bottom of the course when people were trying to stop. They would spin out. But the traction down the course with the carts themselves was really pretty good.
We had a total of 49 racers, 5 teams.
Originally, we were going to run the race as both a 4-person team race and an individual time race. In the end, though, we only had 3 or 4 teams sign up, so we just did the individual competition.
The fastest time coming down the hill was around 1 minute flat.
Why do you think he was the fastest?
I think a little bit makes the difference is the cars, whatever you're driving. Yeah, some of them freewheel a little better. Yeah.
I think the reason why, when we were looking at all the numbers of all the racers, when I was down at the bottom doing the speed checks, it was really close. So the first place winner actually did a 1 minute flat, but second, third, and fourth were all a minute 1, a minute 2, and a minute 3. But I think it all came down to how you actually steered the car.
The obvious thing to think of is that he was the heaviest who raced, but it's not the case at all. He was actually right in the middle. I think he was fastest because he was technically the best racer. He had experience, he knew how to pick a line and stay on it to minimize time, and he was consistent in each of his runs. Very, very good racer.
Michael Both, he ran a minute flat, then a minute 1. So he had a line, he was driving a line that was really, really tight, and he wasn't losing a lot of speed.
How did you accomplish getting the fastest time on the track?
It's all about determination and heart. That's what it's all about. All about.
And your teammates don't have that?
No, you know, I got to carry the team. Big shoulders.
But that's the fun of Xderby, because the only thing that separates you from all the other racers is how you drive that car.
I thought, I've been practicing this course every night on the way home, and you cut it in half. You cut it in half. I knew my points. I knew where I was going to turn.
Nice.
And you threw me for a loop.
We gave 3 trophies out, first, second, and third, to individuals. If those individuals were on that team won that event.
I'd like to thank everybody who helped make this possible. A lot of hard work and a lot of commitment. Our third place winner of Xderby, Eric.
I believe our first Xderby race was a huge success.
Second place, Mike Bidner.
In addition, we raised money through the Rotary of Marseilles for the flood victims. The volunteer effort was just amazing and humbling. So many good people putting their arms and hearts and effort into this to make it happen.
2013 Xderby champion. The fastest time Congratulations. Next year you get into the front. Congratulations.
It was just a good time.
All right, here come our first racers.
More than anything, I think the most important thing is that people just had fun. Racers, spectators, young, old, it didn't matter. Everybody was smiling, engaged. Racers were smack talking back and forth.
So who's gonna win, guys?
Me.
Who's winning? It's
gonna be hard to tell.
Of course, we had the Rotary rivalry, I would say, was between Kent and Terry and
Win this, Hank?
Hank Rowe. Keep on running down the hill like madmen because they're trying to beat their best times. We really brought something that was so unique and so new, and it was actually out in the city of Marseille.
One is crazy.
Would you do it again?
Oh, absolutely. So
We are going to do Xderby again.
So our sponsors that helped us make this complete was, of course, Illinois Valley Cellular, who helped out with letting us do this because we all have day jobs at IVC. MTCO, who's a sister company of IVC, who donated. Zoomy Boys, Fabrication. You guys did a great job fabricating the prototype cart, and then we also had Concept Haulers, Les and his family, that brought all the carts down to have us run. Oh, and RMP and Seneca for letting us use one of their trailers to haul people up, and Randy, who gave us all the hay for free. And of course, the American Legion City of Marseilles, IDOT, the police chief, all them entities like to say thanks to.
I am so excited about Xderby in 2014. I can't wait. We are already committed to conducting the race again in Marseilles. We may change the date depending on the schedule of activities and such, but we definitely want to do it again and would love to do it on Rutland Hill. In addition, we want to expand the number of races that we have. We're looking now for new partner cities and areas to conduct Xderby in 2014. We have a few in the works, but are absolutely looking for more. If you happen to know of a great hill, something steep, long, that would be great for us, please reach out and let us know. We want to know about it. As far as other changes, I'm not sure about the race format, whether or not we'll fully implement the team racing. We've talked about some crazy things like off-road Xderby, jumps, things like that. I don't know how crazy we'll get, but we're always open to suggestions, and I guarantee you, if we've got the time and the opportunity, we are going to experiment with some of these things a bit. At any rate, Xderby in 2014 is going to be a blast.
So, you're now the leader.
Xderby! Xderby!